coming to get you, Barbara.
How's it hanging, Phil?
What's the prime time, bitch?
Come and get it! So either put the gun down now, or kiss your ass goodbye.
Let's get this party started.
I agree, Dana. Let's get this party started. So, welcome back to Sledghammer Horror, guys. I am Ken Sledge, and let's talk horror. So, once again, I am joined by the absolutely incredible Patrick Burrow. Patrick, how you doing today, brother?
Yeah, well, I wish we were talking about something a little bit better, but, we don't win them all, do we?
No, it's... So, for those of you that don't know, if you didn't watch, Patrick and I did a stream about a week ago talking about our expectations and our hopes for Return to Silent Hill. And we said during that stream that once the movie came out, we're going to give it a couple days, and then we are going to have a conversation about it again to kind of talk about what we liked and disliked about it. Now, before we get into this movie, I'm going to catch up here on the chat real quick for everybody that's in here. What is up, Anthony? Up to 2019? Hell yeah. Connor, Terrell, Cam, everybody, what is going on? Let's smash that like button. Nice to see you here, Russell. Very, very appreciative of you being here. What is up, Ashton? What is up, Chester? So, if you haven't already, I do have all of Patrick's links in the description as well. So make sure you're subscribing and following him. So before we actually get into this movie, we talked a little bit last time about our expectations and what we were hoping to see in this film. Without obviously being super, super spoilery right off the rip, how close were your expectations to being meet from where we started last week?
Next question, really, because it didn't really... the thing with my expectations of the movie in general was I was hopeful because it is Christoph Gans, the guy who did the first movie. As to where they met, they didn't really meet anything in regards to the expectations, like even the minuscule ones remotely. I was really let down by this movie in the most vile way possible because I don't think this story is hard to adapt. I don't think these characters are too complex to at least get the fundamentals down for at least a subpar, more dumbed down version of this story. I understand it's an adaptation. I know you need to condense things. I know you need to remove things. But it's confusing to me because I genuinely don't think Christoph Gans knew what the important aspects of it were and what weren't. And therefore, all my faith in him, I actually think the first movie could have potentially been a fluke in the long run. Because again, I like that movie. I do.
We've gotten 3 Silent Hill adaptations, and 1 has been received positively at this point.
Well, lukewarm at that. Critics didn't like it, and even fans were pretty mixed on it.
Right.
I clearly like it.
Right. Like you said, hindsight, it's definitely, especially now, easily the best of the bunch. Patrick, I haven't seen you since you were doing Spiral Theories. No, he is definitely, he is very, very not dead. So we'll say that. What's up, Network? We love you too. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. So, obviously, I think it's pretty common knowledge you and I are not big fans of this film. So I wanted to start this off, obviously, as always with Sledghammer Horror, we try to do it to be as positive as we can. So if you could say one positive thing about this film, what would one positive thing be that you took away from it?
It's pretty. In the sense of cinematography, Christoph Gans can sometimes direct a good shot. Sometimes I look at the cinematography and I'm like, you know what? That ain't that bad. Like, there are some scenes where I'm like, if this was not on a soundstage, if this wasn't using the volume, because they use that apparently, like from The Mandalorian and all those big Disney things, apparently that $23 million budget could afford the volume. Okay, sure. No wonder some scenes look pretty crappy. There's one scene in particular when he's running through Silent Hill when he encounters his first line figure. Oh my god. Wow. I watched it on my screen at home. I hooked my computer up to my big TV up there. I sat down and I watched it, and I'm like, man, this looks bad on my TV, and I gotta be honest, I don't think this would look any better on the big screen. I actually think it would look worse. Because this was, again, the final version. You and I were set, our screeners. I don't understand. Like, I know they had half the budget, but I don't think half the budget meant, like, a fifth of the quality.
Right. See, and I think the thing for me, when it comes to positivity about the film, the parts that they got from the game that they got right, I loved. You and I talked about it, like, the set piece of the labyrinth.
Yep.
You know, like, I thought that was really cool to see. Hearing the letter, hearing the the musical notes, the needle drops.
Yeah.
Like, those were great. I thought the bobblehead nurses looked fine. You know, you could tell that they enhanced them with CGI, but at least we had a little bit of practicality there with the people that were
Same with the lying figures. Like, the lying figures also just looked very CG. Like, they said in, like, a behind-the-scenes featurette a week before the movie came out, oh, we just, painted out their arms and everything. I'm like, is that really all you did? I'm feeling like I'm getting, like, some The Predator from Prey treatment right here, where it's gone from a fully practical costume to just fully CG over. What's going on?
Right. And some of those, like, that was another big thing that I've seen a lot of people say, is it was so overly produced at times that it looked like a video game. Like, it looked like we were watching animation at points. And when you get to those moments where it's so overly produced, it takes you out of this. This is a movie that is supposed to be dark. It's supposed to be foggy. It's supposed to be scary. This has no right or no business being overproduced in such a nature. So, I want to answer something real quick. No. People are very respectful, Cam. They will not come up to you and scare you. If you want pictures with them, normally they'll let you take pictures. Just don't touch them, but they won't come up. It's not like a haunted house. They won't come up and scare you. They won't, nothing like that. They're very respectful. Good to hear an Australian accent on Sledghammer Horror live stream on Australia Day. Hell yeah. It's always nice to hear Patrick's accent anyway. We were so excited to do this. And Chloe says,
I got to get myself some meat pies before I went home from work anyway. Got myself some good talk about this movie, so I got myself some shit out booze though, so.
That's awesome. From your side of the stream, Chloe says, just popping in to say how happy I was to see you return. Hope life is treating you well. And Silent Evil says hello. So,
hello, Silent Evil. I appreciate the Dahlia profile picture meme.
That's awesome, man. Thank you guys for coming in from Patrick's stream as well. If you're here from Sledghammer Horror, like I said, make sure you go to Patrick's page and hit that subscribe button. You're not going to regret it. So obviously, with us not being the biggest fans of what happened, what was the one thing that bummed you out the most about the film? Like, one particular thing that really bothered you the most?
How they handled every single side character. And I'm going to say that because technically 4 of them are now the same character. I hated the disrespect to Eddie and how even the filmmakers forgot that he was in the movie. If you're not going to include him in the rest of the movie and his scenes or anything like that are very important to the Silent Hill story, in my opinion, or especially Silent Hill 2, sorry, don't include him at all. Like, honestly, you could have removed that one scene with him and nothing would have been different. Nothing. If you just wanted to focus on Angela, Laura, Maria, and Mary as the side characters, that's fine by me. I'm okay with that. Again, I understand things need to be changed. But then the needle drop of Mary, Angela, Laura, Crane. Go fuck yourself. There's nothing there anymore regarding Laura just being this young girl and everything that could either be in James's mind or could be real and everything, following on the promise of adopting her because her and Mary became close in the hospital together when she was diagnosed with that terminal illness. There's nothing regarding Angela's past struggles or anything with her father and her brother and the torment that she went through her, domestic violence and sexual assault or anything like that. Like, that's all gone. Like, yeah, Abstract Daddy's here. I don't fucking know why, considering that they never delve into Angela's story. And again, I understand they need to be careful and tiptoe around that concept, especially in films these days, and it's not exactly pleasant to see on screen. But for Angela's character, it is so unbelievably important. And you botched it for the sake of making Laura and Angela now embodiments of Mary's trauma in Silent Hill, so they're just figments of Mary now, like Maria. What the fuck are we doing?
Dude, it's so funny because I had the opportunity to watch this before Patrick. And at that moment, I was so upset. And Patrick had texted me. He's like, "So, what's the deal?" And I was like, "Dude, don't make me talk about this with you right now. Like, don't make me. Like, I'm so angry." And because that honestly was my biggest issue as well. As someone who really loves and we talked about this on the stream before. So if you guys want to go back and check that out, you can. We talked about how we loved Eddie's character and the importance of his character to the film when we were talking about this. And so when you had, the importance of what Eddie was to be relegated to genuinely 2.5 minutes of screen time that were absolutely pointless, I was very livid. And the fear that me and you both had ended up coming true of them being the same person. That was something that you and I think both had.
Fuck the marketing for this movie. I want to quickly point that out. They said online from the official Silent Hill Twitter account that they were not the same fucking character. Gans came out and say that. Fuck you and your lies. I'm sorry. When people in my comment section, we knew. Like, I'm sorry, but it wasn't budget cuts. You got the same actress to play 3 of the damn roles.
Right. And I can't justify the blatant lie of marketing. Yeah. To try to sway us one way or another would be okay, but to blatantly
it's an uber faithful adaptation. Fuck off. No, it's not.
Right. For you to come out and say, no, they're not the same character. We just casted the same actress. Like, it's a slap in the face to anybody that's a fan that was really excited
to see
a faithful adaptation.
It's insulting to our intelligence because we have played the games. We know the story inside and out. I've played Silent Hill 2 hundreds of times over. Like, sometimes I'll go months without playing it, but I play it at least like 2 or 3 times a year at minimum. Like, I have the PC port enhanced edition that is fan-made on my computer because that's the most accessible version. And it's a really good version of the game. I know this story inside and out. Do not insult my intelligence by openly lying and saying this is a extremely faithful adaptation of the game, because it's not.
Right. And I think the biggest thing for that, too, is, like, you touched on it a little bit, but I've had people that let me know, like, you're being a little too hard on it. You can't expect them to condense 30 hours of gameplay into a 2-hour movie and get everything correct. You're right. You're 100% right. But that doesn't mean that you can bastardize and change the things that you did put in there and then use the crutch of, well, you can't expect a 30-hour gameplay in a 2-hour movie. Like, that's for sure. But that doesn't mean you have to change the core things that happened in the game to fit a movie tone that you're going for. And to just be so on the nose on certain things, which we're going to dive into in just a second. But is it worse than 3D Silent Hill Revelation? Would I say it's a worse movie? No. I wouldn't. But at least with Silent Hill Revelation, there were so bad it's good moments to me in that movie. As a movie, not as an adaptation, but as a movie, there were moments that were just like, at least super entertaining. I didn't get a lot of that in this movie.
I'd actually have to go the opposite. Because when I rewatched through my screener, because we obviously got 7 viewings of it through our screeners and everything, I watched Return to Silent Hill last night. But I was actually curious about this very question in my own head. Do I like it more, barely, or less than Silent Hill Revelation? So I actually went and rewatched Silent Hill Revelation last night too. That's $5 I'll never get back from rental. I actually had a blast rewatching Revelation because I think if you have a couple drinks and if you look at it as a movie with no expectations and you go in and you know what to expect, it's a really funny movie. Like, they do Douglas dirty, I get it. They do Claudia dirty, I get it. Fucking Leonard is an absolute joke, played by Malcolm McDowell, by the way. By the way, that movie has an insane cast. You've got Kit Harington, you've got, what is it? I forget what her name is, but she literally looks like Heather Mason. You've got Trinity from The Matrix. You've got Sean Bean in Malcolm McDowell. Like, this is an insane cast. But that movie is so funny. There are so many laugh out loud moments where I'm like, what are we doing? Like,
I agree with you. That's what I mean. I think Revelation had moments that were so bad it's good that I was entertained by it. Like,
yeah, but I also looked at it because I actually recently, just in the last couple of days, replayed Silent Hill 3 on the PCSX2 emulator. It's not a perfect emulation of the game, and it has kinks and problems and everything. But there are moments in that movie where I'm like, they actually somewhat, in a way, I have to give them credit, understood the core themes and its underlying. It suffers from a lot of the same issues of Return to Silent Hill in regards to exposition and explaining shit and just things just being weird. It looks really overproduced and really cheap at times. Like, the fog looks a million times worse than the movie that came out 6 years prior. But there are underlying themes in that movie that they attempt at, where I'm like, at least they somewhat understood it's just a bad movie and a bad adaptation. Here, I got none of that. There's no laugh out loud moments. There's no moments where I'm like, they understood the core themes or anything. Like, even Akira Yamaoka's incredible iconic score. I'd actually say his score for Silent Hill 2 is one of the top 5 best musical scores for a video game of all fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is misplaced, and I think that's because they used a lot of those those songs in the original 06 movie, and they're like, shit, we don't want people to just be rehashing the songs they already heard. So let's just reuse the songs that they haven't heard. Let's use the songs that they haven't heard. But let's do a bunch of bullshit classical music on top of that just doesn't fit.
Sure.
They didn't understand the core themes and how the story progressed and what everything represented, and it just feels, compared to Revelations, insulting.
See, where I'm a little different here, I still to this day have never played Silent Hill 3, the game. So I can't make any comparison between 3 and Revelation. Like, I can't make that comparison. So I went into that one completely blind of video game knowledge at all. I knew what that tombstone was going to say before they showed it. Yeah. I wasn't... I knew, but I was still fucking pissed. That's what he's going to do. I know, it's just... Silent Hill, Melinda, and Pitch Black. Okay. How are you doing, Stacy? That's your favorite Radametro performances. Okay. Knowing that Mary Maria actress was also playing Angela, and I agree, but it's when they straight up lied to us and said it wasn't going to happen, that's when I was... Yeah,
it was obvious within our first introduction of Angela and Laura, for that matter, because why is Laura willingly wanting to go to James? Her entire thing in the game was running away from him and being a little brat.
And she didn't call him fart face.
Fart face! Stupid fart face!
Yes, they do, Cam. They absolutely do.
There's a question from Silent Evil, or a point that they make really quickly I want to touch on in my chat. At least Heather brings up the notion of dreams versus reality in the second movie. Goes nowhere, but it is there at least. And that's what I'm talking about. They at least understand the notion and the themes of Silent Hill and what Heather was going through in that game to adapt it into a movie. The themes and the core understanding is there. It's just really poorly adapted. I can't say the same for Return to Silent Hill to Silent Hill 2.
Right. I thought it was just some random who saw the movie early, didn't realize. Actual. Oh, okay. Hey, what's up, John Kramer Rules? Some things are absolutely criminal. The pyramid head pointing and mannequin. Yeah. Saw the film last night as an OG fan and remake done. This film was mediocre. James started driving with sunglasses. I had my niece liked it though. Okay. Ralph Fiennes, for sure. I enjoyed it as a Silent Hill movie. It absolutely sucked. Yeah, I thought it was better than Revelation. Okay.
Okay.
That's the trailer was 100% better than the movie was.
100%.
The trailer gave us a lot of hope.
It wasn't even like a great looking trailer. It just was it's a Suicide Squad situation. The trailer's better than the movie itself.
Right. Yeah. I agree. I think this is
I
much
agree
more
with this.
mismanaged. Billy. I'm vanilla with this one.
Yeah. I don't think any of them are really special personally. I kind of saw them all coming every single time. But I'm
Tyler,
yeah, I was laughing at that in my chat before, Tyler. It's good to see you here, by the way, Tyler. Thanks for tuning in. I know you didn't like the movie as well. I did watch your review, but fuck me, that fake beard. That was worse than Thorin Oakenshield's fake beard in the Battle of the Five Armies movie. Holy
so
fuck.
bad.
You can see the crease on where it's been glued on. It is
Yeah.
so embarrassing.
Yeah, I was like, there ain't no way this is. And what he's doing in that moment when he's, they're literally spoon feeding you the fact that Pyramid Head is a part. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, get the fuck out. Do you guys think it's as bad as Cody said? I mean, I know Patrick does. I don't hate the movie itself as much as like Patrick and Cody did, which is fine. Like I got a little bit
Cody's
more
review
enjoyment out of
was
it
very
as they did. But
I was actually going to text you saying we should get Cody on this. Sorry to cut you off. I do apologize. But I was going to say
fine.
we should. I was going to text you and say we should get Cody on this, but I completely forgot because I had to go to work. But no, I watched his review and I agreed with literally everything he said. Like, I mean, I felt the exact same way as him, and I know Silent Hill 2 means just as much to him as it does to me. Like, I related to Cody so much in that review.
See, I agree with, like I said, when it comes to an adaptation, it's god awful. But there were moments of the movie that I thought were fine. But that's neither here nor there. You definitely got to watch that. Definitely got to watch Saw X.
Great movie.
Hey, we're just
It's my
glad you
second
made
favorite
it in.
film.
Got both your guys' full review bookmark. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Awesome.
it. That was pathetic. So pathetic. When it happened, I literally did one of those.
It's not even meant to be James.
No, it's not.
You know what it reminded me of? I forgot to mention this in my review. It reminded me of the Boogeyman ending of Silent Hill Homecoming. When I saw it for the first time, when he's hiding in that cupboard, Silent Hill Homecoming is a bad game as it is, but the Boogeyman ending is essentially Alex Shepard giving into the madness and two different Pyramid Heads putting two different halves of a Pyramid Head mask on him, and he becomes a third Pyramid Head. And I'm looking at this, watching the movie, and I'm just going, this is the Boogeyman ending from Silent Hill Homecoming. That they adapted the worst ending from the worst Silent Hill game into this movie. What are you doing?
We do have a special guest real quick. Hello, babe.
Hi.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi, how are you?
It's good to see you again. It's been so long.
I know, it's good to see you too. Glad to see you're doing this again.
Yes, I'm back. This movie was so awful, it brought me back.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'm glad you're back.
So, I know you don't have a lot of time, babe, because you are at work, but we're kind of talking about where this is a little different for people that don't know Ashley and I and people that didn't watch Ashley and I's review. Ashley knew absolutely zero about the video game coming into this. She's never played it, wouldn't let me tell her anything, so she came in completely blind. So, babe, real quick, can you tell us... and for people that don't know that are here from Patrick's channel, this is my beautiful wife, Ashley. She is my co-host on the channel, but she is at work tonight. But, babe, can you tell us kind of like some of the things that you liked and disliked about the film, that maybe some things that landed for you and some things that didn't?
I mean, I love the cinematography. I thought that was pretty cool. And I almost liked how it looks like you were playing the video game. I thought that was a good touch, too. I felt like they expected me to already know what's going on. Like, I feel like some things for not knowing the game wasn't explained to me. So I had questions. And obviously I asked you questions because you knew about it. But if I wasn't if you wouldn't have explained it to me, then I think I would have probably been lost. with certain things.
See, and that's fair. But even as a fan of the games, there was questions she had like, "Who's the dad?" And why is this cult doing this? And I'm like, I don't fucking know, babe.
Well, he's the original character who's never shown on screen. He's not in the games. It's meant to be.
Yeah, I was confused.
Mary Shelley fucking Sunderland. What's going on?
Literally, they have his head on a mantle, and I like why? And we learn nothing about him at all. So
yeah, that mantle was strange as fuck.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. What's this ritualistic like shrine for like a dead relative in like Japanese culture? Why are we doing this in Silent Hill? What's going on?
I don't know. Yeah, I was lost there, and then I felt like they didn't explain who he was exactly.
Right.
The leader of the order, even though he's not.
Right. I also thought that at that moment, I was like, because like I just told Patrick a little bit ago, babe, and like I had never played Silent Hill 3. So I was like, I don't know if maybe they're trying to tie something from Silent Hill 3 into this. And immediately in our comment section, people were like, no. Like, no. Not at all. Like, you didn't miss anything from Silent Hill 3.
The only thing they're remotely trying to tie into Silent Hill 3 is the fact that Christoph Gans seemingly is really trying to attempt to tie this into Silent Hill 06. Because Silent Hill Revelations is a direct sequel to Silent Hill 06, but that's because it's trying to adapt Silent Hill 3, which is the only direct continuation of a game in the series from Silent Hill 1, released in 1999. And the Order and the cult and everything with Dahlia Gillespie and then Claudia Wolf and everything, and the whole thing of the cult known as the Order, that's completely original to this game, of this movie, seemingly to try and tie it into his movie from that 2006. And it makes no sense, it serves no purpose, and it should not fucking be here.
Yeah.
Right. Real quick, I get that the series may cost more, but I really wish producers would realize that series are the way to go for game adaptations. 100% agree.
Yes, I said this last time. I said this in my review. It should have been a 6-episode miniseries with 45 minutes to 60-minute long episodes to adapt each section of the game, faithfully, even still condensed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because look at The Last of Us and what they were able to do with at least season 1 of that. I know. And that's another thing we're going to touch on here in a second. Maybe. I know that Ashley and I is either going to be Send Help or Iron Lung, and then the other one will probably be next week. 'Cause I know we're going to try to see. I think Ashley was being crazy and saying, let's see both of them in one day and then review them both. And I was like, listen, you crazy bastard. We'll try.
That's not what I said. I said one Thursday, one Friday, I think was what I said.
She's a workaholic.
I'm seeing Iron Lung on Friday with a bunch of buddies of mine who grew up actually watching Markiplier. So that's why we're actually going to see it together. And then I'm seeing Send Help on Saturday.
I know nothing about Iron Lung. I'm excited about Send Help though.
Send Help's curious because I watched the trailer and I'm like, this looks really bad. But then I'm seeing all the positive reviews and the first reactions. I'm like, has Sam Raimi made like his best movies since, Drag Me to Hell all of a sudden?
Right.
I gotta go.
This movie does. You go?
Love you.
Okay, I love you. Thank you for stopping
It's really good to see you again,
good
Ashley.
To see you. Bye, guys.
Have a good night at work.
Bye,
I love
Ashley.
you.
Thank you.
Enjoy work.
Thanks.
Love you. Oh, you dickhead.
Jesus, don't let her watch that part.
Yes, I agree with you. Silent Hill 4: The Room is my favorite video game when it comes to any horror game, and it's the only game I've ever done a deep dive into on the channel.
I agree with Silent Hill here as well, because I'll be honest, I have Silent Hill 1 and 2 above The Room, but I'll be honest, I really like Silent Hill 4: The Room. The only thing that really drags it down for me is the whole escort shit at the end. Like, it's really funky and really whack, and it's before they figured it out with like Resident Evil 4 a year later. But I still think it's a really good game, and there's some really cool stuff to try and get the different endings of that game. I think Silent Hill 4 is criminally underrated.
Yeah. Still a fantastic game, and thank you, everybody. I know Ashley will say thank you for saying hello to her. I did check out the score of the game that Patrick recommended last live stream. Oh, yeah, that score is just absolutely fantastic.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Oh, my God, it's so good. So we talked about, some of the things that really, the little bit of fun that we did have with the movie, which was obviously very little. and then some of the things that we wish we would have had that we didn't have. So, one of the big things too, and I can't really dive too deep into this, there was a lot more to this movie that was filmed that wasn't released. There could potentially be, yes, there could potentially be a director's cut eventually. Patrick, you and I will dive deeper into this tomorrow because when we're done streaming here, I got to be to work in like 5 hours. But yeah, when tomorrow you and I will have a conversation about who and everything because I can't really put this out there to the world. But there was a huge speech that cleared some things up when they were down in the sewer with the order that was completely cut from the film. And there were producers that really hurt the overall theme of the movies. And it's that is one thing for me that really, really bums me out. Because, and for those of you that don't know, I had a very good friend that's in this film. Her name's Emily, and she played the leader essentially of the Order. And
the really short-haired blonde chick?
The short-haired blonde, yeah. She's a very good friend of Ashley and I, and she's a wonderful actress and an even better person. And I had actually seen the final cut of the film before she had. And so she was asking me questions about it, and she seemed like she was confused. And then she told me some things that I'm not going to put on air because that's not my responsibility or my place to. Yeah. But she felt the same way. She was like, "There's so much cut that should have not have been left on the cutting room floor." I'm hoping.
Wow.
She said, "Pray to the elder gods that we get a director's cut or an elder cut version where we could see
the order cut."
Yeah, the order cut even. Where we could see these things that we hadn't seen. And it's really upsetting because there's another guy that his whole part was cut from the movie. Like, everything he did for the film was completely cut.
Wow.
And, as we all know, that's part of the business. Sometimes you get roles in films, you get cut. It's part of the business. But he said a lot of it would have cleared up some of the questions that we have. And there is so much other bullshit in the movie that could have been cut that didn't need to be there. Why take out things that are extremely important? So my question is, do you think that when they're doing video game adaptations, they should look more for producers that are fans of the source material rather than the highest bidder?
Yes, 100%. And my big reasoning for that is that we've seen time and time again, like, let me bring up, like, Dead or Alive, House of the Dead 2 being adapted into a movie. What is it called? Mortal Kombat Annihilation. All 6 Resident Evil movies that came out between 2001 to 2017. Holy fucking shit, dude. Producers who just want to focus more on action or condensing it and doing their own thing. Doing your own thing is perfectly fine as far as I'm concerned if it's in the world and being its own thing to tie into the stories of what already exists. That is fine. If they wanted to go the route that they did with Return to Silent Hill, they should not have even remotely attempted to adapt certain elements of Silent Hill 2. Like, you could have done something completely original and come up with your own thing, even brought on Masahiro Ito, the creature designer of Silent Hill, to make new monsters. It's not like he's void from the franchise. He did stuff for, the Short Message and everything recently. And Silent Hill F, I believe. Bring Akira Yamaoka back. He's clearly willing to work on this stuff and have him do a new score for a movie version. And this is why I'll give a little bit of credit where credit's due to at least the original 01 Resident Evil film, because it does at least try to be its own thing, although including stuff that doesn't make sense. But everything else is just fucking botched. Like, Apocalypse pissed me off because it was adapting Resident Evil 3 in such a hammy way. And then it tried to use original stuff as sequels, but including loosely stuff from the games, and the worst games are like 5 and 6 and everything. I think it should go to fans of the games, and this is what makes me worried about like the upcoming God of War series, because the producer or the showrunner for it has openly said, "I'm not a gamer, I don't get it."
And
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And it makes me question, why are we starting with the Norse stuff? Why are we starting with the Norse era of God of War? And we know that they are because they've just cast Heimdall. Why? Start with the Greek mythology era. And this is my big thing. Like, Christoph Gans is clearly a fan because the level of effort he went into with the original movie, whether you think it's good or bad, is unprecedented. The first half of the movie is really trying hard to be an adaptation with like the Midwich Elementary School and everything regarding like the if you've never seen them, the incredibly complicated moving sets to get like certain shots from the game, like identical when Harry Mason is walking down the alleyway with a lighter in the original game, and they replicated that shot in the movie. That's an incredibly complicated and intricate moving set that they built, and he was passionate about it. But the producer of this movie, who meddled and clearly kept stuff on the editing room floor, like, I don't think it would have improved the movie all too much. But if it explains some questions we have about original content in particular, I would have appreciated that, for God's sake. Right. Like, if you're adding in new stuff, keep everything so that everything you have envisioned to elevate this for a movie adaptation to make us as the viewer, whether it's a general audience member or a fan, understand it. It's the same thing with book adaptations, for Christ's sake. You got to hold it to the same standard, and I honestly think to a certain degree, video games should be held to a higher standard because we can already see it from a visual medium.
Sure. And I think, when you're talking about that, too, that leads me into a question I wanted to answer here. What's your opinion on Silent Hill F? I've never played it. Is that one that you're a fan of?
I love the storyline. I think the storyline of Silent Hill F is like top 3. Like, Hinako's story is so tragic, so damaging, so depressing, so depraved. And I love the new use of the other world. And I love that it makes you question which is the world and which is the other world, from the shrine stuff to the stuff in 1960s Japan. It's beautifully done. The use of, like, the beauty within horror, or the horror within beauty, using red spider lilies is beautiful stuff. I think the visual aspects, the game plays beautifully for the most part, and the story is one of the best that Silent Hill's ever done. It's very different, very unique. It doesn't even take place in Silent Hill, but I love that it emphasizes that Silent Hill isn't necessarily just the place, but the emotion, which goes back to everything with Alessa Gillespie and her rage. I love that 26 years later, they return to that narrative telling for Silent Hill. I think that's beautifully done. I do agree, though, the gameplay fucking sucks. Like, it uses like a Soulsborne, like Dark Souls, Elden Ring type thing, where it's like, ooh, let's have a health bar and a stamina bar and a meter to build up. I think it was called... I'm actually not going to try and remember what it was called, but essentially you could do like a special attack and build up durable weapons, which have always pissed me off in survival horror games. And when it's a melee-centric game, that really pisses me off. It's not like, I have a safe haven with a gun or a grenade launcher in Resident Evil. No. You're only using melee weapons, and there are moments where I was completely soft-locked on my first playthrough and had to reload a save because there was no way for me to progress, because there was no available melee weapons for me to pick up in the environment, and I'd wasted the durability. And I'm that dumbass who played it on the hardest riddle difficulty and the hardest combat difficulty off the rip. But, I mean, the environments are too enclosed, the dodge mechanics too janky and fast. It makes it kind of a chore to get through at times, gameplay-wise.
Me too on this. And I agree with you. It was very odd-looking, especially those bugs. It was bad looking.
The xenomorph mouth bugs and everything.
This is what I was going to touch on. I think I'm more excited about this than I have been for any other video game adaptation in recent history, and the reason why is Zach Kreger let us know right off the rip, this is not an adaptation of the video game. This is my own interpretation of the video game. Yes, and that to me is where...
Well, not even on the video game. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but he didn't actually say on the video game. It's an entirely original story set in the universe of the games.
There you go.
And I... Thank the heavens, because at least I don't need to worry about bullshit and comparing it to already existing properties and you adapting it properly. The only thing I need to worry about now is the rules.
Exactly. And when I have Zach Kreger, who's somebody that I've loved for years and years. Not just his horror stuff. Obviously, I loved Weapons. I love Barbarian. I was a huge fan of The Whitest Kid You Know. You know, I thought that was one of the best comedy troupes ever. And so Zach Kreger is one of those guys that I have an infinite amount of trust in. And like I said, especially when he comes right off the rip and says, listen, if you're looking for Resident Evil, the video game, this is not.
You're not going to get it.
Yeah, you're not going to get that here. So I have an infinite amount of respect for that, and I'm very excited to see his interpretation of this.
I'm very curious because, like, we've only ever seen a snow location primarily in Resident Evil twice, being the end of Code Veronica, if I'm remembering correct. It's been a number of years since I played that game. And Village, which I thought sucked, like RE8. Okay. I hated RE8. But I love the idea of, like, a snow location. I've always been a fan of snow environments in horror in general. I really love that aesthetic. I may not have liked the Black Phone 2. I actually really disliked it. I was fucking bored. But I loved the location so much.
Anytime you get blood in the snow, I'm in.
Yeah, I mean...
If there's blood in the snow, put me in, coach. I want to play.
If there's anything I can say about the Wrong Turn franchise, Wrong Turn 4 had a cool location, even though that movie absolutely sucks. But I'm hopeful for Zach Kreger's Resident Evil because he was so honest from the get-go. I'm still more excited video game adaptation-wise this year for Super Mario Galaxy, the movie, and what is it called? Especially after that new trailer that dropped this morning. It looks so good, and I'm so happy to see Birdo and Yoshi in there.
It's fun, man.
I didn't think the original movie that came out in 2023 was like the best movie in the world, but come on, it was Mario and it was fun.
And it had so many cool Easter eggs, man, like to so many of the different games. And then, like you said, I watched it with my kids, and I talked about this with Cody a couple weeks ago. When you can go into a movie and take your children and you watch them get so much excitement out of a film, it does change the way me as a father looks at a film. Like, I'll always have a soft spot for, even though the movie's god-awful, I'll always have a soft spot for the movie Tarot because we took Chloe, my middle daughter, we took her to see it, and she fucking loved it, dude. But, like, these tropes weren't beat down to her. So watching her enjoy this movie so much made me... It
provides a different perspective.
Right, because, if I would have watched Tarot when I was... 11, rather than watching it as a 37-year-old at the time, I may have enjoyed it more because I hadn't seen all these things beat to death over and over again.
Yeah. It's like when I showed my sister all the Saw movies back in the day. Like,
yeah.
I enjoy all the Saw movies for their different reasoning, but my sister doesn't look at it from the lens of a critic or anything like that, or someone who's more mature. So therefore, she loved almost every single one of those movies. And I really appreciate that, especially given that it's my favorite movie series of all time. Not even just horror series, movie series, even though I understand more than half of them are pretty bad movies. But they're guilty pleasures, but she doesn't look at it from that lens. And it's really interesting seeing younger children. Like, I personally initially hated the new SpongeBob movie that just came out.
Haven't seen it. And a big part of that... My wife and kids did not like it, though, so I haven't seen it. I'll see it, but they didn't dig it.
A big part of it was the fact that I don't like the new animation style. I think SpongeBob befits the 2D style, especially with some of the jokes it tries to tell. I took my goddaughter, my niece, to go see it. She laughed her ass off, and it was just so beautiful seeing her laugh that entire movie. Like this young 4-year-old, I'm there taking her to see it, my niece, and she was just giggling the entire way because it's SpongeBob. So I have to appreciate it from that level and understand the audiences that in a different way it is trying to cater to.
Sure. And that's part of, like you said, that's part of maturing and realizing sometimes I'm not the target audience for this movie. Now, don't disrespect me. I did lose a lot of respect for Blumhouse and Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which is something we're going to dive into in a minute. When they put up that post that was like, hey, critics, this movie's not made for you. It's like, don't fucking have that energy with us because the fans loved it and the critics didn't. Not a cool energy to have, in my opinion. No. I agree with this 100%, Chloe.
Same
film adaptations of anything can be really bad depending on the direction the filmmakers decide to go in, which is also true.
Yep.
Pat is always spitting facts. That should have been called the channel, Pat Spitting Facts. It's a really bad adaptation of the book, The Shining. Good movie, terrible adaptation. 100% true.
100% true. Yeah. And although the miniseries was a terrible miniseries,
but great adaptation.
Yeah, you can have a good adaptation and still be bad. Like, that's the thing that people don't understand.
See, and Silent Evil, something that I've always said when it comes to CGI, I'm not anti-CGI. I think CGI is a useful tool, but CGI, I love to cook. And practical effects need to be your mashed potatoes, and CGI needs to be your salt and pepper. You know, season up your potatoes a little bit. You know, make your practical effects a little bit better with your CGI. But if you over-season it, it's going to taste like shit. If you over-CGI it, it's going to look like
I'm looking at you, Disney.
No shit. Oh, man, you got to watch Weapons and Barbarian was my absolute favorite movie of 2022. Weapons, I think, was
so
number
good.
3 of last year for me. Like
that was my favorite movie last year. I loved
so
Weapons.
It is so, the only 2 that topped it for me were Your Host with Jackie Earle Haley, which I thought was absolutely phenomenal, and The Long Walk. Those are the only 2 movies that topped Weapons for me last year.
Long Walk is in my top 5, but the only movie that came close for me to beating out Weapons was something that the horror community probably doesn't know much about, because I have a diverse of communities and everything. But an anime movie called wrong franchise, but similar titles. Chainsaw Man, Reze Arc, the movie. That was such an incredible... Like, even if you're not into anime, I highly recommend checking out that movie. It is not just a great anime movie, but it's a great animated movie. Like, I mean, there are so many deep themes in that film. It's beautifully animated. The action is absolutely spectacular. And it feels very Looney Tunes at times, which makes me very happy. And, like, I'm clearly a fan of Chainsaw Man, because if I can lift up my leg, I have literally one of the characters tattooed on my leg.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I got a cramp in my...
I do love Pandora right here. I watched Barbarian with a guy once. When the mother appeared, y'all should have seen his face. It was this emoji exactly. That's incredible.
Just absolute sexual desire.
Yeah. I do agree with this, Tyler. No more Mia Djokovic character being unstoppable at the end of Resident Evil movies.
Yeah. And no offense to Mila Jovovich, but her best roles is when she isn't saying anything. I'm looking at you, Fifth Element.
Yeah. I don't want a adaptation of The Room at this moment unless it's a series. Don't give me a movie of The Room.
Akira Yamaoka has openly stated in an interview that he would love Christoph Gans to adapt The Room.
Yeah, don't. Please. I did like it too. What was it? My niece, who just turned 16, loved it so much she never shut up about it in the car. That is cool. Oh yeah, it's good, especially because like I feel like it's gonna have a decent opening and it's gonna drop off a cliff after that. Like it's gonna drop off.
Let me look at the box office numbers because they should be out by now.
I agree with you. Good night, Chester. Thank you for hanging out for a little bit.
The box office numbers are not great.
I knew they wouldn't be.
So Return of Silent Hill has not had its international box office numbers released as of yet, but domestically it only made $3.2 million on opening weekend, which is not even a third of its budget.
Yeah, that's terrible. There will not be another Silent Hill movie for a long time.
Which, by the way, Revelations, I just want to point out, with all the panning that I had critically, Silent Hill Revelations made $55 million worldwide, and the first movie made over $100 million worldwide.
And this made 3.2
on opening weekend.
Yeah, they're cooked. Patrick's amazing. Thank you for stopping it. Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad. Jan's doing Fatal Frame next. I'm interested. I do. Me too.
Fatal Frame is so similar to Silent Hill in a way.
Yeah, it is. But that's one of the only games that ever truly creeped me out as a kid was Fatal Frame. Like that one.
Can't wait for the remake. Can't wait for the what is it? The Fatal Frame 2 remake. I'm so excited.
It's gonna be awesome. I hate the idea if you didn't like it or get it, it wasn't for you. Fuck off. I got it. It still sucks.
I agree.
100% agree. 100%.
If you liked Return to Silent Hill, that's your prerogative. At the end of the day, I'm not going to judge you for that, and that's your opinion. I'm not someone who likes Back to the Future. I don't like The Matrix. I fucking hate the Avatar movies. I can name 4 movies with the exact same premise of nature good, humans bad, that are better than Avatar. Ferngully, Pocahontas, Dances with Wolves, and Princess Mononoke. Just watch those instead. But if you like those movies, that's fine. Same with Return to Silent Hill. I'm sorry. I just don't like it, and that's my opinion. Because there are fans of the games that have liked this movie. I don't get it, but that's fine.
So you said you're not a fan of Back to the Future?
I understand that the first movie in particular is an incredible film, and I won't lie and say otherwise. It's just not for me.
Okay. Anyone else have an opinion I don't give a fuck about?
Doctor Who's better. Sorry. Doctor Who did time travel better. At least if they can't understand, explain their bullshit of time travel, they just say wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. All I heard was blah blah blah. I'm a dirty tramp.
That's a great callback.
See, like, it's funny because, like, this is how it should be. Because personally, Back to the Future is my all-time favorite movie. And Patrick says, I don't like Back to the Future. I joke and I put some clips, but I love that there's people that don't feel the same way about a film that I do. I've said my favorite movie of all time is Back to the Future. The perfect movie is Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Like, I think that movie's fucking perfect. But there are people that can't stand those movies, and I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Because if we all agreed and we all like shit, the whole world would be boring.
But here's the thing. Also, a lot of people misunderstand not being for you and being bad. I'm sorry, if something's not for you, it doesn't mean it's fucking bad. I'm sorry, but just because Back to the Future isn't for me, doesn't mean I'm going to bitch about the movie and say it's bad. I think it's a good movie. I think it's an incredible movie. I think they're great. All three of them, as a matter of fact. They're just not for me. Yeah. Like, and The Matrix I feel very differently about. I think those are bad movies.
Yes, I'm not a fan of The Matrix either.
I can respect and understand and appreciate what they did for the film industry and how iconic they are. However, when I hear them say the same bullshit and philosophical, pretentious crap over and over again for 2.5 hours, I start to lose interest when there's no acting.
Right. I do love this question. I want to get your opinion before I state mine. What would you two say is The Last Jedi / The Last of Us 2 of horror movies as far as in being polarizing? So when it comes to being like a divisive movie in the genre, what would you say is like your The Last Jedi of the horror genre?
Now, I love The Last Jedi. I'm going to say that right now, and that's going to piss a lot of people off. I don't care. Fuck all of you. The Last Jedi is great. The only thing I don't like in that is the Canto Bite stuff. Screw me. Insidious Chapter 3 comes to mind, like, off the rip. I love Insidious Chapter 3, and we discussed this previously. Like,
we have.
I think the perilous situation the main character is put in that movie is amazing because there is a major sense of helplessness as opposed to Insidious Chapter 2, which is just, let's just say horror for comedy because fuck me, I guess. But I love Insidious Chapter 3, but if I had to say another one, man, I'm trying to think of like recent ones or old ones. I would honestly... Okay, this might be a really, really, really hot take. Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, producer's cut. Not the theatrical.
Like, you're a fan of it, you're saying, or you're not a fan?
Not the theatrical, the producer's cut.
You're starting to piss me off, buddy.
Alien, hey, I'll even say it. Alien 3's producer's cut is infinitely better than the theatrical.
Oh, yeah. But see, I'm just not a fan of Halloween 6 at all. Like, that movie, we did watch the producer's cut on the channel because everybody told me I had to give it a shot. Still wasn't a fan of it. But I'm sticking with that franchise, however. Halloween Ends. I think that movie was super polarizing when it came out. People either loved it or people hated it. There was really no in-between with Halloween Ends. That was a movie that... people either truly loved or truly hated, and I like that's one that comes to mind very quickly. I love this question because there's a lot of polarizing movies out there. That to me is one that really pops in my head right away. Scream 6 is another one that I feel like people either really loved or really hated. So I
didn't really hate it. I just thought it was forgettable. I just didn't remember a damn thing about it outside the ladder scene between the buildings. Like,
That's the best scene in the movie.
Like, it's also the only thing I remember. And you saying that about what was the Halloween Ends? I may not have clips, but I do have drink.
Right. See, the absolute minute that I said Halloween Ends, I looked into Patrick's eyes, and this is all I seen.
Take a fucking walk. Go. Get out of here.
I think you need to go for a walk as long as the villain of X-Men Origins, Wolverine, and keep walking until the feet blister and you can think about your actions.
That's awesome. All right, let's catch up on the chat a little bit more here. Back to the Future is one of my favorite childhood movies. Like I said, it's my favorite of all time. Before I went into this film, I thought how possibly could they make this film? And also, Gan said that 06 film was supposed to be Silent Hill 2 story back then, but Konami said no, which is so weird to think of Konami saying that.
Well, I mean, I don't think that
I want to.
I don't think they said that. Konami was just like, they had a lot of say regarding the script of Silent Hill 1, because when you look at Silent Hill 1 and its production, by the time the script started being written in 2005, Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3 had all been released. So there are, like, it's a mishmash, Frankenstein's monster of those three movies in a way. And you can tell while watching it that there are elements of all three of those games. And Christoph Gans openly brought copies of those games to set and would play them and show the actors and the people on set the games and what he was kind of going for, which I think is really cool. But he wanted to do Silent Hill 2 afterwards, but they wanted to do Silent Hill 3. And when they wanted to fuck with it more and make it more of like an action horror and everything, he stepped away from the project. And that's why we ended up getting Revelations, which is so funny. I'm going to love that movie, not in the way that they intended, but as like the ultimate, let me get drunk, have a good laugh sort of movie.
Yeah. I'm looking through the chat here, and I see every single person in the chat is defending Halloween 6. So I'm about to go into the chat like this. Keep talking, chat. Keep talking.
And the chat is completely fun, and they're completely justified. It's better than Halloween 4, Halloween 5. I actually think Halloween 6's producer's cut is better than H2O. Fight me.
Wow.
LL Cool J with his little marital problems. I'm sorry, go away.
It's getting hot in here. I'm going to take my shirt off in here, man.
I'm in the southern hemisphere. It is hot. It's 38 degrees Celsius. Man.
He's talking about her nice, voluptuous breasts.
And in 50 Shades of Grey, they talk about his nice, voluptuous cock. It doesn't make it good writing.
It's so funny. Men was definitely a polarizing one, too.
Yeah. I didn't love it.
What's up, J-Dev? That's another good one. Rob Zombie's Halloween. Definitely. Still amazing.
Yeah.
Scream 6 is great. Halloween 4 all the way. Inquisitive Artist says, yo, Patrick, it's been too long. How you been?
I've been here. I've been in Australia, where currently it's 38 degrees Celsius, and I feel like I'm inside of a sauna.
Oh, it's here. I'm in Michigan, and the weather, it's terrible. Terrible. We're in the middle of a terrible snowstorm. They canceled school tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern today. It's been, they didn't have school at all last week, and they've already canceled tomorrow. Yep. Well, now today, and they're going to cancel tomorrow too.
I was at work today in 38 degrees Celsius work, and I work in an airport, so plus 3 degrees from the tarmac, and then being inside aircrafts and everything, add another 5 degrees to that. You're in the mid 50s to late 50s. 50s, 40s regarding temperature. It's excruciating.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Ken, how many A24 horror films have you seen? Looking at the list here, It Comes at Night I've seen, Men, Bring Her Back, Heretic, Lamb, Blackcoat's Daughter, A Hole in the Ground,
Heretic was really good. I really liked Heretic.
I loved Heretic. So damn good. Hole in the Ground, Hereditary, Tusk, Death of a Unicorn was fucking god-awful. Bodies, 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 X, Talk to Me, Midsommar, The Lighthouse.
I'm curious to see what A24 can do with a video game adaptation with their upcoming Elden Ring movie.
Yeah, it's
I'm
going to be something different for sure.
Because I'm a big Soulsborne fan, and I'm very curious to see what they can do with like the story of one of the previous Tarnished and everything. And how they bring that to life. I can't wait to see characters like Radahn and Godric and everything in live action.
Right. What is up, Coda? I want to see it. I definitely want to see Mercy.
I couldn't care less.
Best Michael Myers mask. I'm actually a big fan of the Halloween Kills mask, if we're being honest.
Oh, 100%. Yeah! Something we can agree on Michael Myers-wise. He's still better than Jason, but hey, we're something we can agree on.
He's better than Jason?
You just made the list!
Son of a bitch.
Hey, you know what the difference is? At least
What?
Michael Myers has good movies.
Oh, what a lie!
The only Friday the 13th movie I enjoy on a guilty pleasure level is Jason X, because that movie's just funny.
It's so funny because everybody talks shit, but everybody in the chat knows my favorite Friday the 13th movie of all time is Jason Goes to Hell. Like, I adore that movie. I think it's so good, so original, and it took a great spin on that franchise. Yeah. I know. We can't all be amazing like me, Patrick. It's all good.
We should be behind those bars that are behind me right now. Like,
I love that movie, man. Yeah, I see Connor here. Halloween 6 is the best one in the franchise.
You are fucking grounded, mister.
I don't think it's one of the best in the franchise. I think it's just better than a lot of the others.
Right. It's not hard to top. There are a bunch of shit movies.
Yeah. Resurrection.
Lokar. Yeah. Wow. At 11. Yeah, it's bad here. Everybody, please, please, please stay safe if you're getting on the roads at all. I know it's pretty bad storms out here, so please be safe.
No Tokyo drifting.
Yeah, no shit. I've never seen it, but I've heard it's terrible. I'm planning on renting it when it's on Amazon. Yeah, it's definitely worth the watch. Because like Patrick and I said, even though we're not huge fans of it, always go and judge something on your own accord. We love the fact that you respect our opinions. Like, I've had people message me and be like, hey, I watched a movie because of your recommendation and I loved it. And I've had people message me and be like, dude, you shit on this movie and it's fucking amazing. And I love both those messages equally.
It's fun.
You know, if you're willing to watch a review of ours and still go gauge it and make your own decision, that's incredible. Like, that's how it should be. I love the fact that you respect my opinion enough to come and watch a video that I make about a movie. But then for you to go and watch it and be like, you know, Ken, even though I respect you, I fully disagree with all you said. Awesome. I'm glad. Like, that's art is subjective.
And that's a big thing for me as well, because that's something I've always tried to make very apparent, is that film is incredibly subjective. Same with video games, same with anime, same with books, same with TV shows. Like, I don't think there's any medium where it's like, oh, it's objectively the right answer, unless you're Jaws the Revenge, which is my least favorite movie of all time. Fuck that movie. I'm glad Michael Caine got his paycheck. But, like, again, I'm also of the opinion that I think the Dark Knight trilogy is incredibly overrated. I'm not a fan of those movies. But at the same time, like, the differing opinion, if we all agreed and said this movie's shit, or we all agreed and said this movie's great, we would all be at a stagnant position in regards to discussions, and it would just get fucking boring.
Right. The world is better when we disagree. 100%. But we do agree on this, Ashton. I hated this as well. Silent Evil says, it was not good. I do love me some Jason Goes to Hell. Well, you know what, Silent Evil?
I'm proud of you, you know that. I hope you do.
Mr. Rogers didn't mean it.
Oh, hey, Ashton, why don't you eat a dick? I have fun with Freddy vs. Jason. Thank you. Pretty surprising. I expected him to be better standing. Oh, you guys are talking about UFC. I did not watch it. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, there it is. Me and Troy, fan club. It's crazy because I actually had a fan made. You can see it back here. This Jason Goes to Hell mask, the black one right here, the Sledghammer horror one. It's a custom Sledghammer horror Jason Goes to Hell mask, and it's one of my prized possessions. I love it. What's up, Mr. Go Animator?
I think Buffy has something to say about that.
Touche. I urge everyone to go. Yes, please go watch it. At least give your own opinion on it. Don't just listen to what a critic says and go by their word. Check it out for yourself. I agree, man. Like I said, me and Patrick. Patrick's been one of my best friends for a good 5 years now, and even
maybe about that.
During his YouTube hiatus, we would stay in contact and we would converse. And the number one thing for me has always just been that you're happy and you're doing the things that you love. And obviously we missed you. Ashley wanted to hop in tonight just so she could at least see you for a little bit. Like, she was like, hey, send me the link so I can hop in at work so I can at least tell him hi and I missed him. And, it's one of those things where at the end of the day, we just want to make sure you're happy, you're healthy, and you're doing the things you love. So having you back is absolutely incredible.
And I've actually got a series that I'm kind of maybe planning out for Scary Movie 6 coming out this year. Because I have some opinions on the Scary Movie movies.
See,
but that was from years ago, so I don't know if they stand. Because I didn't grow up with those movies. But and because I'm currently trying to rediscover my identity on YouTube. That's why I haven't uploaded since The Return of Silent Hill, but I did the stream as well for playing the original game. Because I am trying to find my identity again in the video format that works for me. And I want to do stuff like retrospectives or if you've ever watched Nostalgia Critic, videos in the style of that. For Scary Movie leading up to a movie coming out and everything, that's a big franchise. Because I like the first one, I hate the second one, really enjoy the third and fourth one, and hated the fifth one so bad I didn't even upload the video.
Oh, the fifth one's terrible. But what I will say is, with 4, while I'm not a huge fan of 4, there are moments in that movie that make me laugh incredibly hard. Like that part where she's like, last night I saw a face, and he's like, does it have a nose? She's like, yeah. And he's like, you're right. That does sound like a face. Like shit like that. Yeah, just really dumb jokes.
Yes. Everything regarding the Soul bathroom. From the ring. The Soul bathroom as well in that with Shaq and Dr. Phil was really funny.
He's like, he wants us to cut off our feet. Shaq's like, you first. He's like, bullshit.
And then what's her name at the end of the movie saying, hey, can I still use this? It's very insinuated regarding what she wants to do with it. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, even 3, there's that moment in 3 when Brenda's fighting Kayako from the ring. Not Kayako. Oh my God, what's her name?
From
the ring.
Sadako.
Yeah, but what's her name in the American one? It's
I thought it was just Sadako.
Oh, it's God. This is making me so angry because I know her name. Samara. Thank you, Ashton.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking of guilty pleasures right now, like Sadako versus Kayako or whatever.
Right.
It's that's an ultimate guilty pleasure for me, that movie.
And that's it, Ashton. The part that I was just going to talk about. Cindy, the TV's leaking. This bitch is messing up my floor. It's so funny, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's so good. Yeah. See, we just redid Ashley and I just released a top 10, about maybe 6 months to a year ago. We did our top 10 funniest scary movie moments, which was a very hard list to compile because 1, 2, 3, and 4 all have we didn't even include 5. We tried to watch 5, we shut it off halfway through. So, I know guys, we're not going to go too long tonight. Yeah. So, like I said, I do got to be up in a couple hours for work. But Patrick, I do want to get kind of your final thoughts and overall rating of Return to Silent Hill.
Man, after watching it a second time, the stuff with Pyramid Head pisses me off even more because it's like, hey, James is Pyramid Head. All right, let's beat you over the head with a pan. But then after that, let's show him painting a pyramid on a canvas. Good. I get it. I get it. Hey, ring, 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 ring. I get it. Everything regarding Mary, Laura, Angela Crane just fucking pisses me off. And even though things need to be changed for the sake of adaptation, I don't think it was done in the best way possible. I don't think they understood the themes. I don't think they understood the story. I don't think they understood anything. I think it has a pretty shot here and there. That's really about it. Like in my initial review, I gave the movie a D+, but it's really gone down for me to the point that I'd actually almost give it an F. Like the only thing saving the movie is the few moments of Akira Yamaoka's score.
Mm-hmm.
And it has sometimes some pretty cinematography. I think Jeremy Irvine is bad in the movie. I think Hannah Emily Anderson is really bad in the movie. And that's not because they're not talented actors. I know they're talented actors. I've seen them in good stuff. I think Jeremy Irvine in particular is incredible in movies like Warhorse.
Well, I think that makes it even more insulting when we know that they're great actors, but the roles are so bad.
The script gives them no chemistry whatsoever. Like, I did not believe their relationship at all, changing them from, what is it called? Married to just boyfriend and girlfriend who have known each other a couple months. That takes away a lot of the levity in regards to just what James is feeling and why he went back to Silent Hill in the first place. The opening scene is stupid. A lot of things are overlit in the movie and overproduced. The in-water ending then to be changed where, everything was just in James's mind is really stupid and insulting. And they completely, again, in moments, misuse Akira Yamaoka's score. The mannequins aren't even in the movie. We get a movie original creature instead. That was like a spider that reminded me of one of the creatures from Silent Hill Homecoming instead. I can't remember the name of it because I played that game like twice. And I don't like that game. Yeah, I think Return to Silent Hill is not just a bad adaptation, like it's an embarrassing and insulting adaptation, but I think it's also just on its own merits a bad movie. And if you like the movie, that's perfectly fine. I also think that even though the title card of the movie is cool, it's completely it's very fucking inappropriate. It's a very inappropriate title card.
Yeah. Well, I did just find online a picture of James's beard in the movie.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh well, that's very accurate. Yeah.
I couldn't believe... In all honesty, guys, if you haven't seen it, here's James's beard. That's legit the beard they went with, you guys.
Man, I really enjoyed seeing the Mad Hatter on a school play in year 9 with that beard and everything because he's gone so deranged. Man, that looks like a high school play type beard.
Dude, it's bad. Like, it is bad. So, one thing that I do want to talk about real quick, and then, obviously we're going to get off here. I
actually just figured out what it looks like.
What?
Raj, Big Bang, Aquaman. If you've ever seen The Big Bang Theory, you know what I'm about to bring up, but his beard, no. There was a certain beard, Big Bang Theory... fake beard. There's a certain image that's coming to mind. I don't remember what episode of Big Bang Theory it's coming to, but there is a fake beard moment in Big Bang Theory that, here it is. Found it. Never mind. It's completely wrong to what I was thinking of. Share screen.
That's a perfect fucking comment. Beard cost $1.05. Oh, God. Oh my God, that's incredible. That fucking
but
incredible.
when the Big Bang Theory, a show from 2009 when season 3 aired, has better beards than your $23 million production, it's really fucking sad.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, one thing I do want to talk about, because, when I sat on it, I did interpret the ending a little bit different. This is the last thing we're going to talk about before we log off for the night, but I think that he died in the in-water ending, and the last part of the ending to me is kind of, that's heaven for him, or that's the afterlife for him, is, getting to be with her again, and then driving off the opposite direction of Silent Hill. That's the ending. That's the way I'm going to interpret this ending, just because that at least gives me a little bit of, levity, that the movie wasn't as fucking awful.
It's having a hope in the sense of where there is no hope and trying to provide a positive to where there is none. I guess. If you want... the way that I look at it, interpreting that way is probably the best way you can interpret it, because at the end of the day, if you interpret it the way that I do, it just feels a little more insulting. Yeah. because I don't like to talk like complete shit about movies anymore. I really don't. It feels very dishonest towards filmmakers who are clearly still putting a lot of effort in. Because making a movie is not easy. I've made short films in the past. It's very fucking hard. It's very difficult.
It is.
And it takes a lot of time and energy just for a short film, let alone a full-fledged production. And this movie went through production hell. It was developed, it was produced and everything, but they had no publisher or anything. They didn't find a publisher till like June, July of last year for this movie to get theatrical release. Like, that's saying something, especially given its minuscule budget, which was cut in half from the original movie. Because the original movie had a reported $43 to $50 million budget. This one had a $23 million budget on the fucking dot. Like, and I don't think it's going to make its money back, because this has only made 3.2 on opening weekend in America, let alone the international release, which, by the way, my local theaters, like, there are like 9 theaters within like a 100-kilometer radius to me, and all of them were either showing 1 showing or 2 showings a day of this movie.
Right. And that's what I think. I think that with the word of mouth, it's not going to bring in a lot more money. Sometimes you can have a movie have a bad opening weekend, and then word of mouth travels, and people start to go and see it because of what they saw. You know, the critics' words or their friends' words. This one's not going to create that type of buzz. There you go. You know, this one's not going to create that type of buzz. It just isn't. So, man, Patrick, like I said, I do want to thank you again for coming on and kicking it with me. It's nice to have you back. This is not going to be the last time he's on the channel. You know, we're going to get me, him, Cody. We're going to have a pretty cool episode coming up here soon.
Yeah,
too, so.
It's about time I meet Cody. It's been well overdue. I've never met Cody. I've never spoken to the guy, but he seems like such an awesome individual. And I agreed with everything he said about this movie as well. Like, as I said, I wish I had texted you and not forgotten to get him on for this.
You're going to love him in person, man. He's the GOAT. Like, he really is. He's just an amazing guy. So, man, like I said, Patrick, don't go anywhere, my friend. I do got a couple more questions for you. Everyone else, thank you for being here. If you haven't, we got a member for 35 months. Got to hit you with that ooh, baby, before we go. So, here we go. Let's do it one time, baby.
Ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby.
Thank you.
Jason Takes Manhattan is still the worst one in the franchise. Bottoms up.
Cody and Patrick together. That's going to be peak. Thank you so much. If you're here from Sledgehammer Horror, please make sure you're going to Patrick's channel and subscribing. If you're here from Patrick, come on over to Sledgehammer Horror. Hit that subscribe button. We love to have you guys along for the
I need to do the description. I didn't realize I needed to do a description and a video title or anything and add a thumbnail when I stream to my channel or anything. I'll be adding that after this, so please make sure you go check out Ken. Like, as he said, when I was on my hiatus, he was checking in on me regularly. He was making sure I was okay, making sure life was good. I was going through a lot of personal stuff that was very hard to deal with, which is why I took that step back. But at the same time, Ken was like just a true individual, always checking in on me, making sure I was okay with his queries and everything. And it honestly like means so much to me, like, because I don't have a lot of true friends in my personal life. Like, I have those few that I'm seeing Iron Lung with this week. But at the same time, like, knowing that a lot of my online friends and, you know, YouTube buddies would seek out to make sure I'm okay, and you're not the only one. Like, all of my buddies that I collaborated with in the past have reached out to me, and it just meant the world to me, especially given that I was going through a really bad mental patch personally, and it just, seriously, go check out Ken, go check out Sledgehammer Horror, go support him and Ashley and everything. They're incredible individuals. Please go do so.
And like I said, it's at the end of the day, we're horror fans, but we're family. You know, and we've talked about this before. Real quick, you did get a donation. Somehow Pyramid Head returned. Thank you so much, Silent Evil.
I didn't even realize that was on my end. Thank you so much, Silent Evil. Like, Jesus Christ. I didn't even realize that was on my end. I saw it in the StreamYard chat, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's really cool. Like, and then I saw it over on my screen because I got my chat open separately, and thank you, Silent Evil. And I will be streaming soon more Silent Hill 99 soon. I just need to find time with work.
I've talked about it before, and I'm not trying to do the, hey, we're better than you. That's not what I mean by this, but when you're in the YouTube community like this, like, you really do become family, and people I don't think they understand how much us creators talk behind the scenes. how much we communicate about our personal lives and the things that are going good or the things that are going bad. So, we're family, and it means a lot. And yes, Adonis says, thanks for the stream, boys. Great seeing you again, Patrick. Been watching you since 2015. Also, are you guys referencing Cody Leach, the one and only? Yes, we are. The one and only. He's a very good friend of mine. He's somebody that I think is, not only is he underrated as a YouTuber, he's underrated as a human being. I went to bat for him a couple weeks ago. For those of you that have Sledghammer Horror on social media.
I saw the podcast, and I was absolutely dumbfounded because I've seen the movie, and I saw what he was talking about. I saw everything, and I'm sorry. That's widely out of context just to make him seem like a bad individual. And if it wasn't for the fact that I haven't returned to YouTube at the time, I would have done the exact same thing.
I'm always going to stick up for the people that mean a lot to me. I always have. I always will. Like, it's just, and what they did to him, what this person tried to paint him as, is completely inaccurate.
And I don't even think that person
video apart.
Yeah. No, you go. Sorry, you go.
No, when you have to cut someone's video apart to fit your narrative, it already shows you've lost.
100%. And it doesn't necessarily mean that person who's cutting the video to fit that narrative is a bad person either. And I want to make that very clear. It doesn't mean that. But when you're trying to have separate views in regards to political aspects or your own narrative to make someone seem like a bad person, it makes you come off like a scumbag with the wrong intentions. I understand what the intention was, especially given the subject matter of the movie that was being discussed. But at the same time, do not take someone's words and cut up their content to take it out of context to make them seem like a poor individual in themselves. You might be a good person personally, but at the same time, what you did was completely and utterly disgusting. And it's a matter of learning from that. And again, I don't want to make it seem like that individual was a bad person. And I'm not going to say that they are because I don't know them personally. But their intentions behind that and the way they went about it was completely and utterly wrong in every aspect of the definition.
Yeah. It sucked. And that's what, I DM'd the person because they DM'd me first. It was like, I'm not going to get into the whole conversation, but I was like, look, what you did sucked. I think, you cut apart the video to make it fit your narrative. You don't know Cody as a human being. You don't know the times that he's called, me, who's somebody that, he didn't have to help me. He never did.
No.
Hey, man, let me teach you a way to tweak your audio. Hey, let me teach you a way to do this. Hey, let me teach you a way to do that.
Yep.
And it was never about condescension. He wasn't being condescending.
No.
He was a guy that was reaching out as a friend, like, hey, can I give you some advice? Can I help you? Or, my grandfather died last week, and Cody called me. Hey, man, just want to let you know I'm here for you. I'm sorry about your grandpa. That's what real friends do, and I have those real friends.
And that's why I sent you those messages as well, even though I had work.
Yeah. Yeah. People will reach out to you and tell you that, and then you're going to paint him to be somebody he's not. It really upset me. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. You don't do that to people in general. And at the end of the day, again, it doesn't mean you're a bad person on surface level. Well, underneath, sorry, but on surface level, you came off like a scumbag. Did they at least? You made I will ask. Did decision. At the very least, and I will ask, but you don't need to answer publicly, of course. Did that individual at least apologize for their actions?
No, they doubled down on it. Started attacking more creators that were defending Cody instead.
Of course.
Which is funny because I was told that I don't understand what it feels like to be a woman or a person of color in horror when my wife, who I've been with for 21 years, does this with me, and my brother is black. So, people look at me as a straight white guy and they think that I don't understand the struggle of minorities or females or whatever. Like I said, my brother's black. Everybody that knows Sledghammer Horror knows that.
And yet, Sinners was one of your top 5 favorite movies of last year. That makes sense.
It's hilarious. Tales from the Hood is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Tales from the Hood is really good. I love Tales from the Hood. I think it's criminally underrated.
Yeah. You want to talk about special people? Here we go, right here, Josh. Thank you.
Hey, Josh. Oh my God, I haven't seen you in so long. I hope you're doing well, my friends.
He's absolutely incredible. I love you so much, Josh. But yeah, guys, please. This best worded. People don't know. I do feel most people are good but make bad decisions. Thank you so 100%. Much. That is 100% true. But yeah, man, like I said, Patrick, don't go anywhere, man. I got a couple more questions for you. Everyone else, thank you so much for joining in on the stream. It meant a lot to converse with you guys and make you a part of the family as well. But if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. It does help build the channel more than you know. And follow Sledghammer Horror on social media. Those links are in the description as well. But until next time, keep talking horror, stay what you are, and we'll see you guys soon.